At this point, few people would try to make the claim that Meghan and Harry's careers are doing well. They infamously ran away from royal duties back in 2020 to seek fame and fortune in Hollywood, but so far they have fallen flat on their faces. Sure, they've made a little money here and there from trashing Harry's family. We got their docu-series titled Harry and Meghan that did okay on Netflix, although apparently the viewing figures were heavily inflated. And then Harry's book Spare came out in January. They claimed that it was the fastest-selling nonfiction book of all time. But apparently those sales figures were also inflated and the book hasn't done very well since then. In fact, it's ended up in all the bargain bins and people are simply not buying it. They had that deal with Spotify that was worth a boatload of money, but after failing to produce any worthy content, well, they were axed. And apparently their deal with Netflix is also on shaky ground. Netflix is not planning to renew their contract in 2025. At the same time, they've got bills to pay. They've got to pay the mortgage and the upkeep on their Montecito McMansion. They have to pay for their security. They have to pay for their PR. And let's not forget about all Meghan's plastic surgery. She's got to keep that up somehow. Basically, every day now, we are seeing articles discussing what Meghan and Harry are going to do next to try to make some money for themselves. We are hearing that Meghan is about to sign with Audible. I'm not going to believe that until I see it. We've read that she's desperate to be cast in the lead role in Kevin Costner's new project. Yeah, right, she can keep on dreaming with that one. And my favorite, we've also heard that they're going to be teaming up with the Kardashians, and they'll be making a cameo appearance on their Hulu show. Now, I believe that might happen actually, and I'm going to laugh when it does. But anyway, the fact still stands. Harry and Meghan are desperate for cash. Another rumor that has been persistent these days is that Harry and Meghan's marriage is in trouble. And I completely believe it. I mean, they're under a lot of stress right now because of all these deals falling through. They created this whole us against the world scenario in their heads that never was the reality of the situation, and now that house of cards is falling down around them. They can't blame themselves for any of the problems, so of course they're going to turn on each other. It makes a lot of sense considering their personalities. There's an article now in page 6 discussing an interesting possibility that maybe Harry and Meghan are really not together, but they have to pretend to be for the sake of their careers. Royal expert Luella Alderson says Harry and Meghan make a lucrative team, and their joint ventures have the potential to continue bringing in substantial income for their family. While they have their individual endeavors, their partnership has proven to be beneficial for both of them professionally too. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense what she's saying. Harry and Meghan, when they go on their own, especially Meghan. Now, I think that Harry could probably make it on his own because he has some good connections. But Meghan, no. She is desperate for Harry's royal title and she's desperate for his connections. On her own, she's a nobody. This royal expert predicts that if Meghan and Harry were to ever consider separating, they would follow in the footsteps of celebrity couples like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith and Meryl Streep and Don Gummer by keeping their breakup a secret. She said, for starters, the media attention surrounding the end of their relationship would be difficult to deal with, and they have their children to look out for. Recently, of course, we read about that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett haven't been together for the past, 7 years? But they pretended to be in order to keep their careers intact. And I think it makes a lot of sense that Meghan and Harry would pursue this path. After all, they believe themselves to be Hollywood royalty even though they're not. So I could see Meghan telling Harry, oh, for our careers, we've got to keep this charade going. Now, of course, it's for Meghan's career. It's really not for Harry's career. I don't even think Harry wants a career in Hollywood. But even if they're not together, most likely Meghan still holds some power over Harry for whatever reason. The royal expert continued, saying, it's common for celebrities to maintain a united front in the public eye. They may choose to present themselves as a strong and happy couple, even if they've actually been living separate lives for years. And folks, this could really explain those weird photos that we saw of Meghan and Harry pretending to have that romantic vacation. I mean, it was bizarre. And think about how they interacted with each other when they touched down in Atlanta. The tension was so thick you could have cut it with a knife. At first, I wondered, why would Harry go along with this little scheme? Clearly, it's going to benefit Meghan more than him. But then I realized why. See, I think Harry probably really wouldn't want the media attention. For Meghan, of course, it's all about protecting this Hollywood comeback that she's planning for. For Harry, though, I think it's more about avoiding the media intrusion. When talking about why celebrity couples pretend to still be together, Alderson also said this is typically to avoid the inevitable media attention and speculation and to protect their image and brand. There's also been a lot of speculation that Meghan and Harry went to the Caribbean to try to patch things up, that they were experiencing marital problems, and so they're trying to fix things by taking a romantic vacation together. Alderson says Harry and Meghan are constantly under scrutiny, with every move being analyzed and interpreted. It could simply be a matter of them needing some time for themselves. Now, it's an interesting theory, and it's possible, but I'm not convinced, because if that were really what was going on, why did they have to stage that weird pap photo? I mean, if this really was a private vacation just for them to work things out, why did they have to make sure there was a whole write-up about this little trip in the Daily Mail? Another relationship expert also weighed in on this issue, and she thinks that Harry and Meghan have a lot more to deal with as members of the royal family. She said they have the additional royal family complications and duties, and she added that the pressure to stay together as a family unit is far greater than it is for other couples. This could be true, but honestly, I'm not buying it. I mean, at this point, how many people claim they really want to see Harry and Meghan stay together? I mean, just think about it. When we finally hear the announcement that they are getting divorced, who among us is going to be surprised? Miss Mansfeld had to admit, though, that things are not always as they seem in these relationships. She said we only have to look at Charles and Camilla to know that for sure royals can indulge in secret affairs even over a long period. But then she goes on to say, however, I personally don't see Harry and Meghan being anywhere close to an unofficial split. It could be that they are smart. They see the value in making sure that they have a healthy relationship, which included space and independence as well as family time. Well, I don't agree with her that it could be that they are smart. They have shown us time and time again they're certainly not smart. So what is really going on in the state of their marriage right now? Well, I think we got to look at the body language. We have to look at the signs. This is what we can trust. We can trust our own tuition. We cannot trust these puff piece articles that come out about the two of them. And when you look at their body language, I mean, think about how all over each other they were in the beginning of the relationship. They couldn't keep their hands off each other. They were always trying to touch each other or kissing in public, hugging inappropriately. I mean, it was disgusting to watch. But these days, when we see them in public together, they're barely even touching. They don't look at each other the same. They used to give each other those puppy dog eyes, and we don't see that anymore. Harry always looks like he's miserable when Meghan's around. Meghan looks like she's angry at him for something, because she probably is. But anyway, clearly when the two of them are together, they want to get away from each other. Now that is something we can trust, because that's something we can observe ourselves. My personal opinion is that they have already split up. I believe that the rumors we heard months ago that they weren't living together, I suspect those rumors were true. Now, where exactly are they living, I don't know. Meghan and Harry are also not like a normal couple because they've got those invisible children to worry about. I mean, that scam is going to be very difficult to explain. They're going to have to come up with a good story for that one before they can really announce the split. So I do believe eventually we're going to hear that they're getting divorced. But first, I think they have to get all their ducks in a row. And you, what do you think about their relationship? Please let me know your opinion below in the comments section. Please like and share this video with anybody else who would enjoy it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a thing from Kate Middleton and the Queen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a lovely day, and I'll be back to see you in the next videos.